welcome to Teal House Farm. Today I wanted to show you our brand new homeschool space. We have 5, soon to be 6 kids, 2 of which are what I would call legal homeschoolers, meaning they're old enough that we have to track their time in their homeschool. And then we have Annie, who will be a kindergartner this year, but she's too young to really need to be tracked. And then JJ will be starting some pre-K stuff. And then Isla and the new baby are just fun playtime. But we really wanted some space where we could do homeschool. We had been doing it at the kitchen table, and it was just always so much stuff everywhere, and then their books were all over the kitchen, and the kitchen is already kind of small, and I felt like I was always shoving books out of the way to get dinner on the table, and it just was too much stuff in that space. So what we decided to do was to create, for now, while the girls are still really little, is we have a sleeping room upstairs where all their beds are. The rooms are really big in this house, so it fits great, and they still have plenty of room to play in there too. And then we created a homeschool / play space, which I'm going to show you today. You will notice that some of the things that I didn't do. I didn't go like crazy and refinish the floors. I didn't even actually paint the walls. I just left them how they were. And the reason for that is that with very young children in a homeschool room where you have a lot of craft supplies, inevitably something will get left out by an older child, or maybe even by me on accident, and suddenly your toddler is using a Sharpie to draw on the walls. So I learned early on that things like painting the walls in spaces where the kids are it's just not something that's worth the effort at this stage in life, that we can always do it later. This room cost me less than $500 to put together, and I'm going to show you all the things that I have and kind of explain how we set it up. And the main idea of this room is that everyone's going to be able to be in here at the same time. So there's things for the littles to do and plenty of learning space for the older girls. There's enough space where I can separate out the older girls to work independently, or have everybody sit together to do a big lesson together. So without further ado, let's check out the new homeschool room. What is behind my door? And it comes with students. Look at that. Working hard. So let me show you around the space. To give you perspective, I believe this room is 15 by 14. I'll double check that with Sam. But it's a little bit of a larger space. The rooms in our house are all the same size. So this is the same size as our living room, which is directly below it. So we have behind the door, we let the girls keep some of their large Barbie things. The kids generally I do not keep a lot of toys or collect a lot of toys, because it just creates a humongous mess. So the girls really enjoy Barbies, so we have several Barbie items that you saw, and they also really enjoy playing dress up, and so we have a lot of those types of things. But anything else, little gadgets, building toys, things like that, I keep separate. I keep them in the stairwell to the basement, and I'll take out one bin a day, and it'll be downstairs in the living room, and the kids can play with that, and then it gets put away, out of sight, out of mind, and I'll bring up something new the next day. It always keeps it fresh, because there's always something new coming up, and it keeps the mess out of the house. So between the 2 windows, we have the staple of every homeschool space, which is a nice whiteboard with some cool emoji erasers. And I hung it low enough that the girls are all able to write on it, which I hope was not a bad choice, but we'll see how this goes. Hopefully the little ones don't get a hold of anything that's a permanent marker and try to write on this. And above that we have a world map. And this is an orthographic world map, which means it's supposed to be to actual scale. You'll notice that Africa is actually larger than North America, which it's supposed to be. So it gives a real perspective of how the different countries in the world size up, and it's great for our geography learning. Okay, and then over here I set up a reading area. So I got these 3 cheap bookshelves from Target. They were $25 each. And I put some contact paper on the back just for a little spice of color. The contact paper may or may not also be there because I put the bookshelf together backwards and had to cover up my mistake. We have 2 bins on top, which are for library books, which we just had to return to the library today, so they're empty. And this guy actually goes on the bookshelf, but this is all of their Legos, and Micah's got her colored pencils in there. Next, we have this Konos timeline. I'll link it below. It's a giant timeline of the world, and you stick each individual time strip on the wall, so you can arrange them however you want to. There's some, you can make it a big triangle, a big circle, and there are characters that actually you can stick on the timelines. You can buy different packs depending what you're studying. It's kind of a neat curriculum. I'm excited to do it with the girls. It starts at 2000 BC here on the bottom, and it goes all the way up. Then we have 0, and then goes down to modern day, 21st century. And then these are wall stickers that I got on Amazon. They peel on and off without damaging the wallpaper. You can restick them a million times. Thought it gave the room a little bit of a pop of color. And then these 2 chalkboards are from Target, and they're just up there on one peg, so we can take them down and use them for school or for games or whatever we need them for if the girls just want to draw on them and change the pictures every once in a while. And then I wanted a small play area where the little kids can play and not get into too much trouble. So we set this up. So we have all of our dress ups, which we have a million dress ups. And this is actually after I threw away a bunch while putting this room together. And then I have this 8 cubby holder that has toys that are kind of baby friendly. So we have some wood block puzzles in there. There's Play-Doh over here. We have a large set of the Mega Blocks. I think these 2 are empty right now. I'm sure I'll find something to put in them. So, and the girls have some 18-inch dolls. I also have their dressed up clothes there too, for those and for the baby dolls. Something that we definitely needed more of in our house was places to display artwork. Our poor fridge was just overloaded. So I got some twine and some itty bitty clothespins from the Dollar Tree. And the girls can hang up and change their pictures multiple times a day if they want to. So that's always been fun. And I have more clothespins and more twine, so if we want more ropes up here, we could definitely do that. But I just thought I'd devote a wall to their artwork since they work so hard in school making things. And then we had nowhere to display them where they could look at them for a while. I did buy an analog clock. I feel like analog clock reading is kind of a lost skill, and I want to make sure that my kids can do it. So we hung that up here to help with time telling. Then I also wanted an independent workstation. So Micah has a little bit of school that sometimes gets done on a laptop, and so I have a laptop devoted just for school. I do not leave it out where anybody can find it. It's taken out for school and put away. But this gives her space to be able to do that independently with some headphones away from everybody else. I also have, this desk is kind of neat, it's got cubbies. Unfortunately, I have no idea where this desk came from. It was in the house when we bought the house. I don't even know that it was originally a desk. I used it as a baby changing table for a really long time, but now it's a desk. And all of their school supplies like scissors, construction paper, crayons, markers, those kind of things are in these cubbies. And I also have a few learning activities, very specific learning activities for younger kids in here for colors and things. So kind of keep that separate so I know where it is. Obviously, the central feature of the room is our former kitchen table. Our kitchen table that was then too small to fit everybody at, now that there are 7 of us, soon to be 8. So we have a large kitchen table downstairs, and the old one got moved up to be a school table. And the last thing you'll notice is the closet. One thing I discovered early on is that when you have a lot of little children, chests of drawers are dangerous, they're impractical, and keeping clothes in the place where your children are sleeping is just asking for trouble. I would wake up every day to find somebody had taken everything out, usually a toddler, and then I'd have to put it all back, and it was very frustrating. So what we do to maximize our use of space and also to keep messes down, we store all of the kids' clothes in one closet, and it's the closet up here in the homeschool room. We did not have enough cubbies before, so I bought some additional ones. This is a wire cubby set that I got on Amazon. I'll link it below. It's really neat because you just buy as many boxes as you need because you can combine units. So I needed 6 rows of 3, and I was able to put that together, and it all fits together great. Each girl gets 3 boxes. They get shirts, pants and skirts, and then their PJs and socks and undies, things like that on the bottom. Every child has their own color tag. This makes it easy for like JJ to know where her clothes go because she's not a reader yet. She knows her boxes have yellow tags, and she can look at the picture and know that, oh, my shirt will be with the picture of the shirt. And then their hanging clothes, I kind of just shove them over to the side so the kids have better access to the boxes underneath. And then on top, we just needed some random storage. I have some teacher things for homeschool that I do not want the kids to be able to get into, things that are expensive or easily breakable or have 10 million tiny little pieces. That stuff's all up there, plus extra linens for their room. And that's the whole room. Again, it's about practicality more than it's about beauty. If you are a homeschooler, just a reminder that it is almost July, so now is a great time to get on top of getting your space ready and getting your books all ordered for next year. We've already ordered our books and waiting for them to arrive, which is always fun and exciting. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing from you, and we will see you next time.
What I want to do with this. Maybe just keep it simple with just bows, or maybe not.
What do you want to do? Your sleeves.
Hmm?